With the recent release of the Climo Disc Golf Skyway and the new Signature line, I knew that I had to compare it to both the Victory line and also the Major line Skyways. When looking at the profile of the Signature line versus both the Victory and Major line, I have to say I really did not notice any true differences. When it came to the feel, well, the Signature line, it is going to be a little bit slick when it's wet, but in kind of more drier conditions, or if you use a chalk bag, I was getting a very good grip. Also, it looks like this is going to be very durable. Which, I'm not going to lie, I may have squared up a couple of trees, but it only showed minor scuffing. Right away, I noticed that the Signature line has a little bit more added stability to it, particularly in the middle parts of the flight. As when I rip into it flat, it holds very, very straight around that tree, and then just a hyzer towards the very end. Versus the Victory line, I could consistently get it to have a little bit of a panning turn before that late flight stability kicks in, but because the new Signature line has that high speed resistance to turn, it means that you can start it on a little bit of an anhyzer to get that little bit of a panning turn, but it's going to level itself out very, very quickly before having that nice predictable late finish. So this is great for forehand, because for the Victory line, you put on a slight anhyzer, you can see a much more noticeable amount of turn before it starts to stable out. So kind of resembles a little bit the Major line, but I even think the Major line is kind of right in the middle. The Signature line is just slightly more overstable, the Major line is the next one up, and then I would say the Victory line is the most understable of the three. So if I need a Skyway that has a little bit more torque resistance for those forehand shots, for either tunnels or just very straight forehand shots with a fade at the end, I know that I can trust the Signature line Skyway. And even though it's a little bit more overstable than the others, I can still kind of force it over on those nice flexing shots where it's going to ride on that anhyzer a little bit before all of a sudden then it's going to check up and have a nice overstable finish, meaning that I can toss it out out of bounds and then know that it's going to hyzer back into the fairway. However, it is still a Skyway, so if you do put it on a more extreme anhyzer angle, yes, it is going to hold it for a good long portion of its flight. For those who want to compare the Skyway to the Innova Wraith, I feel the Signature line is going to be the closest comparison, as both the Major and Victory line flew more like very seasoned Wraiths. So if you're looking for a slightly seasoned Wraith flight out of the box, then I would definitely check out the Signature line Skyway. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and until the next time, keep banging chains.